So yesterday was a tough day in the market because it became clear that these Mexico and Canada tariffs were going to go into effect, and there will be retaliation. Already we're hearing retaliation. And the president yesterday also said he was raising the China tariffs another 10%. So you got 20% tariffs on stuff coming in from China, Mexico, and Canada. That started at midnight. So that means, just like the CEO of Target said, the stuff that they're picking up at the port today, they will be handed a bill from customs that says you owe us another 25%. And so immediately that is a cost for business. The Best Buy CEO this morning also saying that its vendors are indicating that they're going to have to pass along those higher costs along the supply chain. Translation, you're going to pay more for computers and smartphones and the stuff that you buy. You can see the market already open lower here because it's real. John, it's on. And trade wars are kind of like a circular firing squad. Once you all start firing at each other with these retaliations and other retaliations, there can be unintended consequences. There can be disrupted supply chains.
I know it depends on the items, right? But prices could go up pretty quickly.
That's right. So let me run you through a few examples. So produce is actually one where you could see prices spike pretty quickly. It's perishable. Grocery stores, they can't stockpile your avocados, and it's winter. So we're getting a lot of our fruits and veggies from Mexico. In fact, the Target CEO said you could see strawberries and bananas spike within the next few days.
Wow, that's quick.
Pretty quick. Let's look at a medium-term impact. Remember, we've got that 10% tariff on Canadian energy. That oil is going to make its way to U.S. refineries, which means it's going to make its way to the gas pump where you fill up. And we can actually see prices increase in the next few weeks to a couple of months, I'm hearing from analysts.
And then other items take longer.
Exactly, right? So sometimes it's about 6 to 9 months. So I'm thinking items like electronics, smartphones, TVs, types of things where companies can stockpile that. But there's always an exception to the rule, because maybe you're looking for a new car and you say that one on the lot doesn't have the right specs. It's going to have to come across the border.
What about unintended consequences here, things we haven't planned for?
So packaging is a big one. Back to that oil, well, it's a key component in all sorts of things like plastic packaging. And what about the aluminum coming from Canada? What does your favorite soda come in, Maurice? It's an aluminum can. And then you'll also see customers look for alternative items when prices increase. Maybe you're not going to buy that new car. You're going to go buy a used car. More demand causes prices to spike.
Or hold on to the older car and get parts, which come from overseas. That's a whole other story.
Exactly.
Kelly O'Grady, thanks so much.
Family, let's talk about these Trump tariffs. You know they back in full effect, man. They was just paused before. That didn't mean they were eliminated. No. They're ready and ready to go right now. They're officially in effect. And China, Canada, they retaliating, y'all. They not letting up. If you in the e-commerce business, this is a sad day for you. I come from this industry. I'm glad I got out of the industry for the most part. I'm glad I got out right. Because look at this, man. This would have been taking a toll on me right now. Would have been beating me up. I would have had to figure out what to do, find new suppliers, the whole nine. I'm glad I got into digital real estate. But listen, y'all. Family, you already know what to do. And if you're brand new too, thumbs up this video so YouTube can push this content out. Smash subscribe to join the tribe. And ring the post notification bell as well. All right, let's get into it.
Well, breaking fuck the news. China has responded with a 50% retaliatory tariff on all American goods. Canada, again, is threatening to shut that motherfucking power. Well, Doug Ford is threatening to cut that motherfucking power off. Don't know what Mexico's doing.
It's about to get so terrible in our business. I'm doing estimates today. I own a heating and air company, and I'm calling to check on inventory of things. And we're going through this whole refrigerant changeover right now, but all of the new equipment is being tariffed. We're dealing with price increases already on all of that stuff. So as the inventory on the old stuff dwindles, there's going to be such a price increase. And I'm not going to be able to give my customers deals anymore. You know, this one, it's probably going to cost them about $7,500, $8,000 for a complete replacement. Now we dot our I's and cross our T's, so that's a full price. But like literally in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, that price is going to jump to $11,000, $12,000. That's crazy. People have no idea what's coming on equipment pricing. You are out of time. If you need a new AC, you are out of time.
Thoughts and tariffs to Lisa Barlow? Because, baby, those tariffs went into effect today on Mexico. That includes tariffs on tequila from Mexico. Lisa Barlow's Vida Tequila is, of course, from Mexico. Like 100% from Mexico, according to Vida Tequila's website. Now, I don't know if it's been confirmed, but I think our girl voted for this. No? Allegedly. And now, these aren't any little old tariffs. The tariffs that went into effect today on both Canada and Mexico are 25%. And the only way for her to offset that type of increase is for her to pass it on down to the customers. So if you really like your Vida Tequila, maybe you're willing to pay more for it. There's definitely some Lisa Barlow stands, and they might do exactly that. But I don't know, girl. Thoughts on tariffs?
Instead of worrying about drunk, it's time to be sober-minded, y'all. It's time to be sober-minded. That should be last priority. Buying somebody alcohol, filling your mind with toxins. You should be detoxifying your body, but I'm not going to tell nobody what to do. I'm just saying that to say, man, save your money. That's the least important right now. Why pay more for some alcohol? You know, good alcohol already been high, right? The good kind. You know, you got the cheap kind that come in a plastic container, but for the good stuff, people be paying a lot. See, me, I don't drink hard alcohol. Might sip a little wine here and there, but I'm not worried about that. I'll be okay. Family, this is what I want to know. What product are you mad that price is going to go up on? Is it the eggs or something deeper than that? Like gas or car parts? Let me know, family. I just want to see what type of community we got over here.
It is March 4th, 2025, and here are 6 things that are set to get more expensive under the tariffs that Trump is placing on Mexico and Canada. The first is cars. Economists are estimating that cars will go up $3,000, and that's because the parts used in those cars cross the U.S., Canadian, and Mexican borders several times before they actually use these parts to build the car. The second is fuel. 61% of all crude oil that was imported into the U.S. from January to November of 2024 came from Canada. The U.S. does have plenty of oil, but Canadian oil is different, and U.S. refineries are set up to refine that type of oil. They have a heavier oil. Mexico provides a little bit of that type of oil as well. And while the tariff is only 10%, not 25%, we can definitely expect an increase in price on oil as well. Housing. Soft lumber, a third of the soft lumber demand in the U.S. Is actually imported from Canada. So the cost to build a home is set to go up. Whiskey, beer, and tequila, either the prices will go up, they'll stop importing as much or selling as much, or both. So hopefully you're happy drinking locally produced beer, whiskey, and tequila. Avocados are from Mexico, so avocados will get more expensive. If you like guac, gonna get much more expensive. And last but not least, maple syrup. Canada is the largest provider of maple syrup in the world, so that will definitely get more expensive as well.
If you live in New York, Michigan, or Minnesota, I hope y'all have a backup plan, because as of tomorrow, number 47 is going to enact those 25% tariffs on Canada. And Canada has come back saying that they will gladly turn off the electricity with a smile on their face. So I urge you to get some backup, get a backup plan, get y'all some candles, some wood, something. I'm not exactly sure what the temperature is where you're located, but it sounds like it's going to be going down tomorrow. Now, I don't have any family members that live in any of those states that's going to be affected, but I'm sure there are a lot of people who possibly do have people that live in those areas that will be affected. If you do have family members that live in any of those areas, which is Michigan, Minnesota, and New York, that will be affected if Canada does decide to turn off the electricity, have you talked with them? Is there some type of action plan that they have in place? I would really like to know, because again, I don't know anyone that live in those areas. Let me know, guys.
Here's what I'm not understanding about all this tariff business, right? Let's say I am an American company, American made, American manufactured, whatever. And I have a product that costs $10. $10. My biggest competitor makes the same product I do, same type of product, is in a Canada or a Mexico. And their price point is also $10. But now with that 25% tariff, their product now costs what? $12.50. Why wouldn't I, American company, capitalist, trying to increase profits and margins for my shareholders, why wouldn't I just raise my price to $12? It's still cheaper than, the foreign product. It's American made, but folks are just paying more for it for no reason. Why wouldn't I just do that? Why wouldn't I just, and think about that. Me, regular average dude, can think of this. I know these think tanks can think of this and more. They probably are been thought about this. These tariffs don't just raise prices on foreign goods. They raise the price of every fucking thing.
Stop panicking about the tariffs. Stop panicking about the stock market. We as a society have never been more connected to the world in terms of communication. We have never been more intelligent. We have never been more resilient. So unlike the 1920s recession, if the government truly does crash the stock market, which it looks like it's going to be happening, what we are going to do is keep our wits about us. What we are going to do is stop buying into massive consumerism. What we are going to we're going to stop shopping on TikTok Shop. We're going to stop buying excesses of makeup. We're going to cancel our subscription services. They're going to try to financially choke us out. What they did not realize is that our spending habits over the last decade have been hyper consumerism driven, which means we have an excess of shit, honey. So you're not going to panic. Guess what? You can't buy your Swiffer pads anymore. Buy a regular mop. We're mopping now, honey, and we're rinsing it out in the sink. You know what I mean? Oh, there's 15 different type of pastas available. Great. We're not going to buy the custom pasta for $7 a box. We're going back to the $1.99. We can outlast them. Trust me when I tell you that. I'm showing you this as a point. No matter how much money you make, our houses are stocked full of stuff that we do not have to buy new product for years. The food thing is going to be hard, but we're going to power through that. Guess what happened the last year and a half? Everyone learned how to make sourdough. If you haven't learned how to make it, start today. You are going to go through your finances. You are going to find out every single unnecessary thing that you have spent money on, and you are going to stop. If the utilities get harder to pay, we will power through. If the rent gets harder to pay, we will power through. But what we are not going to do is take a percentage of our income that we get every month and continue to buy things that we do not need.
Yeah, we as the people have the real power. We just give it away. The dollar, right? We give our dollar away. But collectively, we have the power. If we were to spend it with ourselves, within our own communities, then we could actually get somewhere and we could produce products ourselves. And everything, vegetation, the whole nine, we could do everything ourselves without needing the government. And this has been a big problem. Did you know, as somebody black, I'm giving you the black facts. Did you know that the dollar only stays within the black community for 6 hours? 6 hours is sad, bruh. 6 hours. So say somebody black get their paycheck. Within 6 hours, that dollar is no longer within the black community. Or say you support a black business. Let's put it like this. You support me as a black business owner. That dollar is only going to stay in the black community 6 hours that you paid me. So somebody like me as the black owner going to go buy some designer clothing or go buy something like that, right? You know what we be buying. You know what we be buying. I ain't even got to break it down to each and every single item. The point is it only stays in our community 6 hours. We need to keep the money within our communities. We need to build up communities. We need to get land, train people to be farmers, get our own chickens, right? We can have our own eggs, our own chicken. We can have food. We can make our own clothing. We need to start doing these things. He's trying to make it to where you don't want to pay for imports. He's trying to make it to where people don't import anything. It's time to figure out what's really important and only buy that. If it's not of importance, you do not need it. Now is not the time to be trying to build your image up online and make it seem like you're doing better than you are. No. Nobody is doing good right now, for the most part. There are some, but even the people that were doing great are only doing good right now. It's time to figure out what's important. It's time to just chill out. Humble yourself. and go back to the basics, man. A barter system is going to be very, very good. A barter system will come back in due time, and it's going to be very, very good. But listen, if you only got liabilities, you're not going to have nothing to trade with. You're going to want to have product to trade with. You're going to want to have something that you produced, whether that be your fruit. Say I got an apple, somebody else got an orange. Let's trade. I want an orange. You want an apple, right? Say somebody grows wheat. They can turn that into bread. I can give you a bunch of apples for a loaf of bread. Whatever the case may be. You see what I'm saying? That's going to be the new wealth, y'all. The new wealth will be resources. What resources do you have?
So, boom, I'ma just say this. If you thought you couldn't afford eggs before, you might want to go on and take them off your shopping list because they finna get real expensive, okay? So you might want to go ahead and put them to the side. If you feel some type of way because you feel like the price of housing is too high and you couldn't afford a house or nothing like that, not only is this man not finna give us no money to try to help us get in a position to buy a house, but the price of the materials we need to build the houses, that's finna skyrocket. And then the people who was even building the houses for cheap, they gone. They didn't got put on a bus or a plane or in Guantanamo somewhere. So that's, go on and mark that off the to-do list too. If you need fruits and vegetables and stuff, go on and get you some seeds from Home Depot today and plant you a garden. All right. If you like wearing nice clothes and nice stuff, Joann's, they closing like 60% of their stores or something like that. They having a sale. Go get you a sewing machine and some needle and thread and stuff like that because the cost of clothes finna go up too. Trump just imposed a 25% tariff on Canada, who is America's #1 trading partner, and also a 25% tariff on Mexico. Now, the reason why he said he did this is because he said he don't really they not really getting a good grade in how they helping us handle the border situation. But in addition to that, he said that part of the other reason, or might be the reason, or could be the reason, is because he feel like manufacturing and stuff should be back in America. I'll be honest with you, I'm confused about the real reason we doing this is, but at the end of the day, what I do understand is both Canada and Mexico said you got us messed up. I don't know who you thought you was bullying, but if you want some smoke, we got some for you. Canada had already said, baby, we finna turn them lights off with a smile on our face. And what we're doing, we buy all y'all liquor and stuff like that, but guess what? We finna make sure our Canadians, they buying Canadian liquor, or we'll just get tequila from Mexico. That's cool. Mexico said we got some for you too. We doing the math right now. Don't even worry about it. Now they added Trump added a 10% tax on China, and you know we get molded in a little bit from China, and China said that's cool, we got something for you too, but also you know we slick, so we finna move some of our stuff to another place so we can make sure we bypass these tariffs you added on us, because it's an additional 10% in tariffs. We already had a 10%, so now it's 20% of the stuff that come from China. I wish I would have ordered some hair last week. Anyways, so they said it's okay, we got something for you too. Back to Canada real quick. They said this don't got nothing to do with Americans, it got everything to do with 4-7 because he got them messed up. But what they also said is that assembly plants are going to shut down, so them red states, y'all gonna feel that for real. They also said that they plan to stop our access to nickel. America gets over 50% of its nickel from Ontario. They said they done with that. They also said that they are canceling billions of dollars worth of contracts that we had with them. They not playing with us.
Man, farmers are screwed. Do you know 75% of what we grow here in BC gets exported to the United States? And today we have a 25% tariff on all those goods. If farmers were screwed before, what do you think is going to happen now? That question is, what do we do? And the great thing is there are solutions of what we can do today. Why don't we get the farmers to sell directly to grocery stores? Why don't we build better connections with local restaurants? Because they want to buy local produce. How about we create more farmer markets or mobile farmer markets where farmers actually drive around to areas where people can't drive to them? There are solutions.
Listen, I want to hear y'all real, raw, authentic input in the comments. How do y'all feel about the tariffs? Do you think they're negotiation tactics? Do you think something will change again? Do you think there will be changes again, or they'll be paused again, or even let go or terminated? Do you think it's only temporary, or do you think they're here to stay? I want to hear everybody's opinion. Do you think that Canada is going to cut America's power out? They're saying that. One lady said, if you're in Michigan, then you need to basically take heed. You need to be on alert. You need to get you a generator. Listen, I'm in Michigan, and according to this comment right here from somebody that worked at DTE, she says they have their own grid, so we have nothing to worry about. I don't know if she's right or wrong. Hopefully she's right, because I got DTE. That's our electricity company. But listen, man, what do you think? Do you run a business? If so, I want to hear from you especially. How do you feel about this? Eggs, I'm cool without eggs, you know. I'm glad I never really liked eggs. I don't really like dairy. It doesn't make my body feel good. It's like I'm lactose intolerant almost. I'm not, but my body don't react well to dairy. So I'm glad. I ain't worried. I'm not about to be paying $16 to $20 for eggs or whatever they're going to be. Y'all can keep them. We're seeing it. Hyperinflation is next. Get prepared. Prices are about to get higher, not lower. Mark my words on this. Y'all can quote me on it. And if you do research, Trump did tariffs before, so he knows the effect of tariffs. When he did them before, it also made things more expensive. And of every president that has done them, they never benefited the people. It always made it to where everything was more expensive, like we talking about. And even during Bush, and even when Bush was in there, 210,000 people due to the tariffs. And almost everything come from China, or it did, made in China. So it's about to be bad, man. Family, if you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you watching. Peace. And to my Hebrew family, shalom.